Expand your vocabulary. It may sound familiar, and maybe you think, okay, expand means make bigger. That is true, but it is not the whole meaning. Expand is not just make bigger. When something expands, it opens outward, it reaches further, it becomes bigger, wider, or more developed. And that is exactly what you want with English. At the beginning, your English world is small. You know simple words like good, bad, big, small, want, need, but then you want more. You want better words, more precise words. You want to say not just good, but effective, not just important, but essential, not just I don't understand, but I'm confused. Your word world starts opening outward. And that is today's word, expand. The stress is at the end. Expand. Expand. The meaning is to become bigger, wider, or more developed. And sometimes it means to make something bigger, wider, or more developed. The closest simple word is grow. The opposite is shrink or contract. But be careful here, because grow and expand do not feel exactly the same. A child grows. A plant grows. Your confidence grows. So, grow often means something becomes bigger over time, but expand gives us a slightly different picture. Expand feels like something opens outward. It takes more space, and it reaches further than before. Think of a balloon. At first, the balloon is small. Then you blow air into it, and it expands. It does not just get bigger, like a number gets bigger, but it opens outward. It stretches. It takes more space. That is the feeling of expand. So when you say, I want to expand my vocabulary, you are not only saying, I want more words. You are saying something richer. I want my word world to open outward. I want more words, yes, but also more phrases, more examples, and more ways to express myself. This is why expand is such a useful word for English learners. It gives you a picture. Your English is not sitting in one small corner anymore. It is opening and stretching. Your English world is becoming bigger. Now, where do we actually use this word? First, of course, is English learning, where you can expand your vocabulary and your knowledge. This sounds natural because learning isn't just about collecting facts, it's about making your world bigger. We also use expand a lot in business. For instance, a company might expand its services, or a business could expand into new markets. Even a small shop can eventually expand into a major corporation. And we use it for physical places too. Take the phrase, the city is expanding. That simply means the city is growing outward with more houses, more roads, and more people taking up more space. Finally, there's one more incredibly useful place where expand lives: ideas. If someone gives you a short answer, you can always ask, can you expand on that idea? Meaning, can you say a bit more? Can you give me a few more details? Let's look at how this works in real life. Imagine a small business. At first, there's just a single shop, but then they open new locations. start selling online, and eventually reach another country. To describe this, you could say, the business expanded from 1 shop to 10 shops, or even, the company expanded into Europe. Now, let's imagine an educational course. In the beginning, it only teaches vocabulary, but later on, the creators add pronunciation, grammar, and speaking practice. For this one, you can say, the course expanded to include pronunciation and grammar. Basically, it means the course became bigger so it could offer more. To help you remember, here are the most useful patterns to look out for. First, you can expand something. I want to expand my vocabulary. The company expanded its services. Next, you can expand to include something. The course expanded to include speaking practice. You can also expand from something to something else. The project expanded from a small idea to a full plan. And finally, you can expand into a new place or area. The company expanded into Europe.
Now, let's look at one incredibly useful phrase, to expand on something. This doesn't mean making something physically bigger. Instead, it simply means to say more about an idea. So if someone gives you a brief answer and you want more detail, you can easily ask, can you expand on that idea? It's very natural and very useful. What you really mean is, can you say more? Can you add more detail or maybe explain it a little further? Just remember, to expand on something means to say more about it. Next up, the word family. Expand is our verb. Then we have expansion, which is the noun. For example, vocabulary expansion takes time, and the adjective form expanded means made bigger or more developed. Think of it like this. This is the expanded version of the lesson. Another adjective, expanding, means actively becoming bigger. In a sentence, you might say, this is an expanding market. Here is a great memory line to keep with you. Expand means opening outward, not just getting bigger. And for English learners especially, to expand your vocabulary simply means to make your word world bigger. Now it's time to practice. Try completing this sentence. I want to expand my blank because blank. For example, you could say, I want to expand my vocabulary because I want to speak more clearly. And let's practice one more using our phrase from earlier. Can you expand on that idea?